You're standing in line at the grocery store, just trying to get through the day when you see them, a young couple a few feet away. He's laughing at something she said, and she's leaning into him, looking up at him like he's the only man on earth. Suddenly, the air gets sucked out of your lungs. Your heart starts hammering against your ribs like a drum, and you feel a wave of cold sweat wash over you. In an instant, you aren't at the store anymore. You're back in your bedroom, staring at the screen of her phone, seeing those messages that proved she was giving that same look, that same touch to a total stranger while you were at work providing for her. Seeing a happy couple doesn't make you smile anymore. It feels like someone is rubbing salt into a fresh wound. You look at that guy and you want to scream, "Don't trust her, it's all a lie." You feel like a ghost haunting a world that used to make sense. You're asking yourself why you're the one suffering, why you're the one having panic attacks, while she's out there acting like she didn't just burn your entire world to the ground. Today, we are going to talk about why your brain is attacking you with these flashbacks and why seeing love feels like a threat to your survival. If you don't learn how to shut down these mental movies, you're going to spend the rest of your life living in the shadow of a woman who wasn't worth a second of your time. The reason happy couples trigger you isn't because you're jealous. It's because those images remind your brain of the fairy tale lies she sold you while she was secretly planning your destruction. Men, this channel is now a brotherhood. I set a goal to unite 3,000 real men before this month ends. If you're rocking with the truth and you want more men to wake up, hit subscribe, like this video, and turn on your notification. Make your support and voice count in the comment section. Brothers, we have to talk about the post-traumatic stress of being a good man who got played. You were the one who stayed late at work. You were the one who fixed the car. And you were the one who planned the future. And in return, she took your heart and used it as an ashtray. Now you're walking around with an open wound, and every time you see a couple holding hands or laughing, it's like a physical punch to the gut. It's a realistic, everyday hell that most people don't understand. They tell you to just move on, but how do you move on when your brain is literally replaying the crime scene every time you leave the house? You need to understand that what you're feeling is a system error. Your brain used to believe that love equals safety. You thought that if you were the good man, you were protected from the rain. When she cheated, she didn't just hurt you, she broke the rules of your reality. Now, when your eyes see a happy couple, your brain doesn't see love, it sees a trap. It sees another man who is about to get his life destroyed just like you did. Your flashbacks are your brain's way of saying, "Look out, it's happening again. Don't get fooled again." This is a biological reaction. Your amygdala, the part of your brain that handles fear, is stuck in the on position. It's like a car alarm that won't stop going off. Seeing a happy couple is the trigger that sets the alarm off. You start to imagine her with him. You start to compare yourself. You wonder if that guy knows his girl is loyal or if he's just as blind as you were. This is why you feel like you can't function in public. You're living in a world of ghosts where every smile feels like a lie. Let's look at a man we'll call Steve. Steve was married for 8 years. He thought he had the perfect life. He found out his wife was cheating with a guy from her high school days, a guy she told Steve not to worry about. Steve tried to be the bigger man. He tried to stay in the marriage for the kids. But every time they went to a park or a restaurant and Steve saw a young couple in love, he would lose it. He would get angry or he would go silent and start shaking. He would look at his wife and see the other man's face. Steve was the loser in this story because he stayed in the environment that was poisoning him. He thought he could heal while staring at the person who cut him. He spent 3 years in this cycle, having flashbacks every single day. He started drinking just to numb the pain of seeing happiness in others. He lost his edge at work, he became a bitter father, and he eventually had a nervous breakdown. He let her betrayal turn him into a man who hated the world. He stayed a victim because he kept trying to fix a love that was actually a lie. He let the flashbacks win. You have to realize that you are the victim of a massive deception. You aren't crazy for having these feelings. You are a man who has been pushed off a cliff and you're wondering why your legs hurt. The women who do this, the ones who look you in the eye and say, "I love you," while they have another man's text in their inbox, they are the ones who are broken. But because you are the one with the conscience, you are the one who feels the weight. She is out there living her life, probably acting like she's the victim, while you're the one who can't even go to the mall without having a panic attack. This is the parasitic nature of infidelity. She stole your peace and replaced it with her shame. Why does it happen every time you see a couple? Because those couples represent the innocence you lost. You remember when you were that guy. You remember when you thought she was your best friend. Seeing them reminds you of the man you used to be, the man who wasn't looking over his shoulder. It reminds you that the fairy tale you were sold was a weapon used against you. You have to understand that your mental health is under attack. Every time you have a flashback, your body is flooded with cortisol. It's wearing you down, it's making you old, it's taking away your strength. You have to stop the bleeding. You have to realize that those happy couples you see, half of them are probably going through the same thing you are, and the other half are just lucky, for now. You have to stop looking at them and start looking at you. The reason you struggle to function normally is because you're still trying to find a reason for her betrayal. You think if you can just understand why she did it, the flashbacks will stop. But there is no why that will make sense to a good man. The why is simply that she lacks the character that you have. Once you accept that she is a different species of human, a person who can lie without a heartbeat, the flashbacks start to lose their power. You stop seeing her as a lost love and start seeing her as a natural disaster that you survived. You are currently living in a prison of memories. She holds the keys, but only because you gave them to her. You're waiting for her to come and tell you it's okay to be happy again. She is never coming. You have to break the lock yourself. You have to take that couples trigger and turn it into a motivation trigger. Every time you see a happy couple and you feel that sting, I want you to tell yourself, that guy is in a cage. I am free. I know the truth now. It sounds cold, but that is how you survive the first stage of the war. You have to stop wanting what they have because you know the price of it. You paid that price, and it was too high. Men, this channel is now a brotherhood. I set a goal to unite 3,000 real men before this month ends. If you're rocking with the truth and you want more men to wake up, hit subscribe, like this video, and turn on your notification. Make your support and voice count in the comment section. We are going to move into section 2, where we talk about the winner's path, how to take those flashbacks and turn them into the fuel that makes you the strongest man in any room. But first, you have to stop blaming yourself for being hurt. You are a good man who got hit by a bus. It's okay to hurt, but it's not okay to stay in the middle of the road. Brothers, we're moving into the final stage of this battle. We've talked about why your brain is glitching, why your heart feels like it's being squeezed by a fist every time you see a couple holding hands at the mall. But now, we have to talk about how you execute the ghosts. You see, the reason those flashbacks keep coming back to haunt you is that you're still keeping a seat at the table for her in your mind. You're still treating her like a mistaken angel instead of the calculated traitor she actually was. To stop the flashbacks, you have to undergo a total internal identity shift. You have to stop being the guy who got cheated on and start being the man who escaped a trap. When you see a happy couple now, you feel a sting because you feel like you lost a prize. But I am here to tell you that you didn't lose a prize. You lost a liability. You lost a person who was going to eventually destroy your life, your finances, and your peace anyway. She just did it sooner rather than later. Men, this channel is now a brotherhood. I set a goal to unite 3,000 real men before this month ends. If you're rocking with the truth and you want more men to wake up, hit subscribe, like this video, and turn on your notification. Make your support and voice count in the comments section. Let's talk about how a winner handles this. Let's talk about a man we'll call Marcus. Marcus was a hard worker, a man who built a successful plumbing business from the ground up. He found out his wife was cheating with a guy she met through social media. For months, Marcus couldn't even walk into a restaurant without having a flashback. He'd see a man pulling out a chair for his wife, and Marcus would have to leave because he'd start seeing his own wife laughing with that stranger in a motel room. He felt weak. He felt like he was losing his mind. But Marcus was a winner because he realized he was in a psychological cage. He decided to stop being a victim. He did something radical. Every time he saw a happy couple and felt that flash of pain, he forced himself to do something productive for his own life. If he was at the gym and saw a couple working out together, he'd add 20 pounds to the bar and push through the pain. If he was at a park, he'd drop and do 50 push-ups. He started associating the trigger with personal growth instead of personal pain. Marcus also did something cold. He stopped the pain shopping. He stopped looking at her old photos. He stopped visiting the places where they had good memories. He realized those memories were just bait in the trap. Within 6 months, Marcus was in the best shape of his life. His business doubled in size because he put all that flashback energy into his work. When he sees a happy couple now, he doesn't feel a sting. He feels a sense of quiet superiority because he knows his happiness is built on his own strength, not on a woman's shaky loyalty. He won because he chose to be the architect of his future instead of the curator of his past. You have to understand the science of the flashback. When you see a happy couple, your brain releases a chemical called norepinephrine. It's the alert chemical. It puts you in a state of high arousal. If you just sit there and let it simmer, it turns into anxiety and depression. But if you use that arousal to do something physical or difficult, you burn off the chemical. You train your brain that
the reason you're the victim here is that you were the one who followed the rules while she was rewriting them behind your back. She used your honesty against you. She used your trust as a weapon. And now she wants you to stay in this flashback loop because as long as you are broken, she still has power over you. Every time you have a panic attack at the sight of a happy couple, she wins again. Are you really going to keep letting her win? You have to realize that the happy couple you see is often just a mask. You don't know what's happening in their house. You don't know if he's gonna find out what you found out 6 months from now. Stop comparing your behind-the-scenes footage to their highlights reel. Your reality is raw and painful, but at least it is the truth. And the truth is the only place where you can build a real life. To stop the flashbacks, you must implement the rule of 3. When a flashback hits, stop what you are doing. Name 3 things you can see, 3 things you can feel, and 3 things you can hear in the present moment. This pulls your brain out of the ghost world of her betrayal and back into the real world where you are a man in control. You also need to realize that your love for her was a contract that she breached. When a company breaches a contract, you don't keep paying them. You don't keep looking at their old advertisements. You cancel the account and you move on to a better provider. She breached the contract of your soul. She doesn't deserve the real estate she's occupying in your head. The flashbacks will stop the moment you realize that you didn't lose your other half. You are a whole man. You were a whole man before you met her, and you are a whole man now. She was just a guest in your life who decided to trash the room before she left. It's time to call the cleaning crew, throw out the broken furniture, and lock the door. Men, this channel is now a brotherhood. I set a goal to unite 3,000 real men before this month ends. If you're rocking with the truth and you want more men to wake up, hit subscribe, like this video, and turn on your notification. Make your support and voice count in the comment section. You are being forged in a fire that most men couldn't even stand next to. The fact that you're still here, still watching, still trying to find a way out, that proves you have the heart of a lion. You just need to learn how to direct that roar. Stop looking for her in every happy couple you see. She isn't there. She is in the past, and the past is a graveyard. You belong in the light. You belong in the gym. You belong at the top of your career. You belong with brothers who will tell you the truth, even when it hurts. The flashbacks are just the dying echoes of a life that wasn't big enough for you. Let them fade. Focus on the man you are becoming today. A man who is colder, sharper, and completely untouchable. So here is the smart question for the brotherhood today. When you see a happy couple and feel that sting, are you going to use that energy to sink into your couch, or are you going to use it to do something that makes you a better man than you were yesterday? I want to hear from the brothers in the comments. What is your go-to move when a flashback hits? Do you hit the gym? Do you call a friend? Do you work on your business? Let's share our battle tactics. Your method might be the one thing that saves another brother from a downward spiral tonight. Drop a comment right now and let's strengthen the brotherhood. Hit that subscribe button if you're ready to kill the ghosts and reclaim your reality. We're going to 3,000 and beyond, and we don't leave any man behind. I'll see you in the next one. Stay vigilant, stay in frame, and remember, you are the prize.